Hello, everyone. Welcome to Weekend Sports, and it's Lions pregame. They are playing the Vikings this week. Probably going to be one of their tougher matchups the next few weeks going. Going to be tougher without Hutchinson being here. But I don't think it's going to just be a cakewalk for the Vikings either.
It's the first, I think, really monster game of the year. This is a huge game. Vikings are upstarts. They shouldn't even call them that because they're always good. They're always in the mix.
Besides last year.
Even last year, they were in it. They kept losing quarterbacks, and it didn't seem to matter. Somehow they stayed in it. And this year, like I said, they resurrect Sam Darnold, who no one thought was going to be any good. And they're a hell of a team. I really think it's going to, especially without Hutch. I always kind of laugh because I heard Dan Campbell today going, oh, well, those fans, we think you're all negative and everything. Maybe we'll just not play. It's like, we're allowed to be a little down about that. It's your job to keep everybody up on that team and to keep the positive attitude. That's your job. We could be more logical and realize that losing a guy like Hutch reduces our chance to win a Super Bowl substantially.
Mm-hmm.
Without a pass rush, you are going to be very hard for you to make it that far. Whether does it mean you're not going to make the playoffs? I still think you're a really good team, and you still could be a team. You should make the playoffs. I don't think you're going to win the division unless you replace them with someone of equal value. I know there's lots of talk out there from different players.
Lots of different options that we think are going to happen, but might not.
Right. I mean, but if you don't and you go forward with what you got, you can say it all you want. Pascal is not Hutchinson.
No,
he's not going to put the same
Nuaske or whatever his name is.
Yeah, Isaiah, whatever, Thomas, whoever they picked up from the practice.
James Houston is not.
Right. None of these guys.
It's going to be by committee.
You're just going to go at it and hope for the best. And yeah, I'm not saying they're bad players. I'm just saying that
their inside's going to have to be better. Your inside's going to have to be better with their pass rush. That's about all we can say.
And stop the run and do the best you can with the pass and hope you get lucky.
But I mean,
you do have you have more talent on the defense this year.
Yes,
much more than you had last year. Tyrion Arnold's starting to look like a legit pick. I'm liking him. He's still got. It's learning. But the guy's aggressive and he looks like he has the skill set to be a really good cornerback in this league. Brian Branch is looking good. Kirby Joseph, Carlton Davis. This is a hell of a. It's still a good defense.
Yes.
But not putting a pass rush on is going to make it difficult.
I mean, Minnesota is favorited by 2.5, but they're giving the Lions a 57% chance to win the game. I don't know if I've seen that yet, where the money line does not match the percentages of who can win. But there is a questionable tag on Aaron Jones, so you don't know if they're going to have their top running back. And he's on my fantasy team, so that also affects me. But they're without Jones possibly for this game, so they be on their second string running back. But Jameer Jefferson's not easy to defend. You're going to struggle with defending Jefferson the whole time. It doesn't matter who you put on him. You're going to always struggle.
And Minnesota has a good defense. This is probably maybe the best defense you faced so far. So they are going to be up for this game. They've had 2 weeks to prepare for us, and that stadium's going to be rocking. So you got to match it, and I don't know if they can.
Yeah, it's not going to be easy. You lost some of your depth on the defensive line too, with Pico getting hurt for season-ending injury too. So your depth for the defensive line is getting messed up. So it is more or less you are going to need to hope your secondary can hold its own and that the defensive line isn't too battered on the ends, that it can keep up with the run game.
Right.
And just go from there. Because your offense may be able to handle the Vikings defense, but
We'll see.
It's going to probably be a lower scoring game.
Well, I mean, I certainly think they can put up somewhere in the 20s.
Yes.
On this defense, but I don't think they're going to do what they did to Dallas.
No, you're not going to have another 40-point performance
like their tissue paper.
I mean,
this is a good defense, and Minnesota, like I said, this is going to be
Minnesota
environment.
Minnesota's defense
I'm surprised they haven't pushed it up to 8 o'clock.
Minnesota's defense has not allowed more than 20 points except for one game against the Green Bay Packers where they scored 29. But besides that, the most points they've allowed is 17. Their offense hasn't scored more than 35. They've only gotten more than 30 twice. They've mostly been around 23 points. So can you get 4 TDs, basically?
Right. Who have they played? Who have they beaten?
They have beaten the Giants, the 49ers, Houston, Green Bay, and they just beat the Jets 23-17.
Yeah, that's not bad then. Really, their competition hasn't been bad.
A struggling
it's only going to get easier.
Yeah. So it's not going to be good for the Lions. You need to win this game if you're the Lions. Do I think they're going to do it? I don't 100% know. It's going to be close. This is probably going to be one of the closer games that they have this year. And it's probably going to be sitting in the 20. I'm going to say it's probably going to be like a 28-27 scenario for whoever wins. It's going to be whoever has the ball last, probably.
Again, I think it's both teams are going to score in the 20s. I think, if I'm being honest, I'm going to say Minnesota's going to pull this out. I think this will be like something like a 28-24 game with Minnesota winning the game.
So I'm going to go like 28-27 Lions. I'm going to make it like extremely close.
Right. It's going to be close, I think. And for the Lions, I hope. I mean, you're not blowing out the Minnesota, so if anyone gets blown out, it'll be us.
Yeah, you're playing in Minnesota. That's also the problem.
Right.
You're away. Again, you're not going to have to worry about them to the end of the year, though, which is good after this game. You kind of get to see how well you played against them now, and then you can prep for potentially a division-sealing game at the end of the year.
You win this game, you can find a way to pull it out without Hutch. You can win this game. You got Tennessee next the following week, right?
Mm-hmm.
Should win that game, and then, like I said, you're gonna
then you're gonna be going to Green Bay.
What their record's 4-1, the Lions?
4-1.
So they could be going into if they could go into Green Bay 6-1, that's pretty good.
And then there's a chance, depending on how well your defense looks the next 2 games, you could lead Green Bay 7-1 before you go face Houston. Depending on defense, that's the big question.
1 week at a time, I guess.
1 week at a time.
Let's get this game out of here. This is going to be a hell of a game. It's going to be a fun football weekend.
Yes.
Michigan playing Illinois and the Lions playing Minnesota. So, and Michigan State playing Iowa. So they're all good games.
We're going to be full of football this weekend.
And hockey.
And hockey's back. But Lions-wise, we'll see what ends up happening. They're still going to be a good team without Hutchinson. They're just not going to be that massive defensive threat for getting to the quarterback. But all that being said, though, if you like what you see, like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what you think about the game, what's going to happen. Maybe even some ideas for who we can replace Hutchinson with. Until next time, see everybody soon.